Hello there and welcome to Talents Promo on BATIMU FM. Talents Promo is a program that showcases talents, especially African talents, and in today's edition of the program, we'll be talking to a powerful lady. She is called Julia Gham. She is a Cameroonian based in the United States of America, a talent promoter, founder of the Powerhouse Entertainment INC. She will be talking to us right ahead. If you have to discover much about Julia Gham, so please don't go away and invite others who have not yet tuned to the program to do so, because they will be missing quite a lot. Yes, sir, the team keeping you company in today's edition is made up of you, Marcel Adik at the Essence Studios of BATIMU FM out there in Germany, USA Supervisor NS Kanjom 4, Moral Support Cassandra Kinde, and you, Mercy Welcome. Music supply DJ Raspetosha at the microphone. I am Titus Banyoh saying welcome to the show. It is our aim to promote talents. That's exactly what our great sister Julia Gham is doing. We'll be talking to her in just a few moments, but then let's listen to yet another talent out here. His name is Nick Mayor. He's going to do for us in today's edition of the program Good Life. Everybody aims at having a good life, so let's listen to Nick Mayor in this one, Good Life.
Every morning, living good life. That's why them niggas be hating on my life, but I ain't give a damn. Yeah, that's fucking right. Man, I just tryna let my dreams come out. Wow. Niggas hate that I made it. Niggas hate that I'm poppin'. Yeah, nigga, I'm rockin'. So what the fuck you hating for? Why y'all niggas stay so low and never living that good life with my nigga Banyoh? But I'm in my zone, spittin' cause I'm on. Same old nigga, same old flow. Swag like, whoa, damn, there he goes. Korea getting big though, just like Shaq, bro. Drop it low, drop it low. Girls on my feet, sorry, I gotta go. Let's roll, time for the YOLO. Man, I be killing shit like a real pro. Feeling good, I'm just going in. Every single piece of times like baptized. Get money, get paper, fuck haters, get good. Welcome to the good life. That money, I hate it, living good life. Thank you, Lord, for letting me break today. Break the shoe once and now things start to celebrate. I'm getting paid up, why these niggas fade up? Rise up to the chat up, that's a life that we living. Thumbs up if you feeling me, hands up, life's beautiful. Fuck haters, don't give a fuck and live life like you fucking blast. Well, with the boss style, but it's me, I'm living the boss life. There's no club when I'm in the club. I mean, I get high, just like some hot boy, we don't stand worries. No worries, I'm pop bodies. We hot mothers, like on the fathers. All I mean, and I'll be excited. Hold up, I'm simply trying to be active right. Nigga, please, leave here with so much joy, even if things ain't working right. Shout out to my niggas all in the west side. Good life, no lie, all in the west side. And I've been waiting too long for my moment. Now I guess I'm living a good life with no problem, huh?
I'm feeling good, I'm just doing me. Every single piece of times like baptized. I'm moving stronger, and I'm trying to look back. Got money on my mind, welcome to the good life.
That money, get paper, fuck haters, get good. Welcome to the good life. That money.
Yes, that is a good life there by Nick Mayo. Nick Mayo is a Cameroonian young aspiring artist based out here in Belgium. He is a guy to reckon with. He is a guy who takes his time and does his things in a very special way. Nick Mayo actually is a guy worth selling. His idea is worth selling. We will be coming very soon to our guest. Her name is Julia L. Gham. She is a powerful lady, Cameroonian talent promoter based out there in the United States of America. Before we come to her, let's listen to this one. It's entitled Mama Mawinge and is done by Cool Boy, otherwise known as Bamenda Boy. Let's move on. Yes, that one there by K-Boy, Cool Boy, otherwise known as Bamenda Boy. In that one, Mama Mawinge, that is going to usher in our guest, our special guest of honor. Her name is Julia L. Gham. She is a talent promoter and the founder of the Powerhouse Entertainment INC. We'll be talking to her. Let's check to see if Julia is with us on the line. Hello, Julia. Hello. Hello, Julia. Hello, Julia. Hello. Yes, we'll be coming back to Julia in just a few moments. Let's listen to Mama Mawinge.
Never see this kind of love, feeling so strong and burning deep inside. So I say, I declare it on my life. Mama say, you're my true love, true love. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, let's try to check if our special guest is on the line. Hello, Julia. Hello. Hello. Hello, Julia. There's something wrong somewhere. Hello. Can you get me? Okay, we'll be coming back to Julia. There is a technical fault somewhere there. The lines are not the best, but we'll be coming back to you, Julia, in just a moment. Just hold the line, please. Hello, Julia. Hello. Ah.
Mr. Brainwalk.
Yes, so that's Mr. Brainwalk there while still struggling to get through to our guest. We want to know if Julia is with us on the line. Hello, Julia.
Hello, I'm here.
Yes, finally we have you on the line. How are you today, Julia?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm okay. Thank you very much. So, Julia, what is Julia doing at this point in time? What are her plans today?
Oh, my plans, the most recent is a release I'm doing for my artist, Lil, and the team is Ego Beta. And this is about giving everybody hope that everything will be better. There's a lot going on around the world nowadays, and it will be better.
Okay, it go better. One day it go better. Do you know that song, Julia?
I know, one day it will be better. And then this time, my artist made it better.
Okay, that's good. So, Julia, we wouldn't want to keep our listeners who are very anxious to know who this powerful, beautiful, hard-working woman in the name of Julia is. So, who is Julia Gham?
Julia is this insignificant lady from the clan of Cameroon origin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm right here based in the U.S. and I'm the president of the Powerhouse Entertainment Inc.
Mm-hmm.
and have decided to bring a lot of good news to the people whose dreams have been casting shadows.
Okay. Yes, Julia, when you talk about the Powerhouse, what is it all about? Because, a friend cracked a joke that when he first heard the name Powerhouse, the first thing that came to his mind was the kitchen. So, are we talking about the kitchen or some other powerhouse here?
Okay, well, usually the kitchen, the friend is not entirely wrong because I have another company of mine which is Plastic Cuisine, and that is about cooking. So, but for this powerhouse, it's cooking food for many people. In this way, it will be dreams, making people rekindling dreams. I realized that back there in Cameroon, everyone is struggling to get up to the spotlight, and there are people with less opportunities. Mm-hmm. But how do you bring the opportunity to the people? It's giving them that equipment they need, giving them, empowering them with the resources they need to get to the spotlight. Many people do not have finances. It's getting the sponsors to the people who do not have sponsorship, and also making sure that we bring out the talent from various fields of life. We started with musical talent, and we will get to other talents like dancers and people who are doing various forms of artwork. In every way that there is someone who has a talent, we're going to showcase that to the world.
Oh, that's great. So it's actually a powerhouse, so to say. So, Julia, for how long has this powerhouse been existing?
Powerhouse started last year, and we're pushing it into this year seriously.
Okay.
The main thing I want you to know is about bringing enterprises together. There's so many enterprises who try to work independently of each other. But I think that the Powerhouse aims at connecting different enterprises. If you have a project, like as right now we're partnered with Dreams Alive, and Dreams Alive production is a production house who is producing movies. So we're working with that, and we're also working with other enterprises as in who do other products as well. So if we can take the Dreams Alive product and deal with marketers, we put them together to the network. So Powerhouse actually was partners with different companies, so that we have to network together and make sure that we have maximum output and we're more effective at what our industry has in Cameroon.
Oh, that's quite great there, Julia. But then, what actually came to your mind? What inspired you to go into this kind of venture?
There's so much talent Cameroon has, but the key is we do not have the support we need to push out those talents. I've grown up in this Western world, and I've seen so far that the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, and every other country has their artists all in the spotlight. But Cameroon is all laid back, and because of that, I'm looking at what do we do to also be on the spotlight. What do we do to create the best pictures? Do we have the right research? Equipment-wise, I decided to invest in one of the best production equipment in camera that Cameroon has never seen. And also Nigeria doesn't have, and most countries in Africa doesn't have. So at least to bring that opportunity to the Cameroonians, who would have to use it to also make sure that they have high quality picture and they have high quality product.
Okay. Yes, Julia, before we continue, could you please go closer to your receiver because the sound quality is not the best? Are you with us? Okay.
Do you hear me?
Yes, it's good now. Okay. Now, Julia, you recently embarked on a competition called Sing It in the Streets of Cameroon. What was the driving force, or what actually motivated you to take such a step?
I have always been a lover of music, and I started the production, a record label actually called J Blue Records. And through that, we have been doing a whole lot of entertainment in the U.S., bringing artists just like I've worked with P Square, I've worked with other artists such as, and these are mostly Nigerians though, Ilania, and all those that come around here. Like yesterday we just had a show with Casey, and today we are having another with Search Banyoh. So these are international artists. So it came to my mind, I have to support my own people. And who are those in my country? So I decided to go scouting for talent that I can show people. And to that, it brought me to the streets of Cameroon. There's something here called the American Idol, and there's of course the British Got Talent, and many other activity shows like that. Cameroon doesn't really have a show that big of its own. Normally, the show is supposed to air in Cameroon this August, but for some reason I would have to release an artist that I found in Cameroon, and I will have to go further on next year to do a huge competition for that country called Africa in Miniature.
Okay. Yes, sir. As at now, what was the outcome of this competition? That's the Sing It. Did you discover any talent? And if that be the case, who was that lucky person?
The Sing It has been a big program for the streets of Cameroon, for those who aim to be on the spotlight, for singers who are not known and trying to get them to where they are known. And we have not done a big competition. We did just the Street Scout, where at the end of the day, my team at the Powerhouse found and discovered a great talent in the artist called Mr. Leo. So this discovery, we're releasing him today, working with our better records. Releasing him, we produce his music, and we're releasing him to the Cameroon and the world at large. It's a great music. You need to listen to it. If any of you are down what the singer did, you need to listen to this artist. And trust me, he's gonna rob your day of anything called sadness. He's gonna rob your day of anything called moodiness. It's gonna bring you to that point whereby you say music is good.
Okay, that's okay. To allow our listeners actually get what you are saying, we are going to play Ego Better, and it's done by Mr. Leo, who was the discovery you had at the Sing It competition out there in Cameroon. Julia will pause for a while we listen to for Ego Better, and we'll call on our listeners to pay attention to the lyrics and the rhythm, because it's quite soul searching. Okay, Julia, let's listen to Ego Better by Mr. Leo. Yes, sir, that one there by Mr. Leo, Ego Better. Actually, that is soul searching, and I want to say that reminds me of the days we used to use Sonia Spence and Eric Donaldson to kind of put our messages through to girls. This one is quite soul searching. We want to know if our special guest Julia Gham is still on the line. Hello, Julia.
Hello. I hope you all like the music.
That was quite a scintillating one there, Julia. And let me ask you this question. What is it that actually caught your attention in this gentleman, Mr. Leo?
There is something that's called connection. The moment I stood and I interviewed him on the Sing It Trail, and he played with his voice, I said, I like falling in love with people. And I just fall in love with you. Please make me fall in love with you. And the song that came, and he said, for you, I go call my dada. And I actually did fall in love with his voice.
Wow. That's great. He's actually a talent to promote. Yes, in the Sing It competition, how did you, how was the judgment based? What was the criteria? Or what were the criteria?
Well, it was basically based from the competition actually hasn't aired. The full competition is going to go out in June 2015. Right now, we are off just making sure that we take advantage of not keeping some artists, talents out there. Sometimes you want people to wait. This is not a talent to keep waiting. Somebody like Neil, when you find out that he has it, and he is a pro at what he does, then you decide to say, see, give this man his dream. He doesn't have to wait for any damn competition. So competition is for those who are still trying to, always haven't had doubts for. So I'm still calling on everybody who is a Sing It fan to tune in, because the competition is going to air live June next year. That's going to be a holiday period.
Okay. Yes, we can't wait to watch that wonderful competition. I remember I watched some of your videos on the streets of Douala, and it was quite interesting. So let's know something from you, Julia. After a talent has been discovered, just like Mr. Leo, how do you two work together to kind of promote or to realize a project? Can you briefly describe how you both work together, or to realize any project that concerns the artist that has been discovered?
The first thing that works with me is in discovery of an artist. One, it's humility. When I discover a voice in someone, I go next to, are you humble? Are you the kind of guy that is going to be the face of the Cameroon industry for a long time? Then we go on to see if I can sign you up to a label. And if I'm signing you, it means I'm going to produce you. And I like to respect the ties people already have. If you do not have a producer already, then I can directly work with my own company, the Powerhouse. But if you do have someone who you have been working with since you have been trying to sing, or you're already singing, then I will work with that producer. And meaning that the producer himself, if he's messed up and equipment-wise, we help him to make sure that he is better off from where he was to where he is, has a better quality. And also you and the producer, since you already have a connection, bear in mind that before someone has to work with a producer, there has to be a connection. Since I'm bringing an opportunity to the artist, I'm also giving an opportunity to the producer. So we all work together under the Powerhouse, And you still keep your company and all of that, but we polish up what you're working with. So we get into the studio and make sure that that song is a perfect mix and something that we can market. And then we can go ahead and start shooting the videos. Meanwhile, promotion, we're working with different PR and our own PR system to air that artist. That's how we work.
Yeah. Okay, Julia?
Yes?
Hello? Yes. Listen attentively to this. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Hey y'all, I'm chillaxing here right now, waiting for phase 2. I guess phase 1 is done. Relaxing on my hair and watching Shan do her own thing. You know, that's my design though. She just threw a toy past my camera, you know. They're doing good things here. Hi.
Do you recognize that?
I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
You didn't get the sound.
I didn't get the sound.
Okay. Listen to it once more. Oh. Yes, that notwithstanding, Julia will be coming back to that. Let's continue with the interview. Okay, what I actually did was playing something, and I hope you listen to it now. It's a receiver by you.
All right.
Okay, listen, please.
Hey y'all, I'm chillaxing here right now, waiting for phase 2. I guess phase 1 is done. Relaxing on my hair and watching Shan do her own thing. You know, that's my design though. She just threw a toy past my camera, you know.
Yes. Did you get that?
Hello?
Yes, did you get what I played?
Somehow, even though I'm on the receiver, I hear you perfectly, but I could not get any sound from what you played.
Okay, that was just, let me just release the cat out of the bag. It was a portion of your interview while you were having a hairdo in, I think it's Cisco Salon out there in, I think it's Douala. Yes.
Yes.
The segment where you said, I am just chillaxing here, and at the end you said, oh, she just threw a towel over my camera.
I
yes.
play a lot.
Okay.
I play a lot.
Yes. Before we go to the next question, let's listen to yet another artist. His name, Damian Blue. And this one, Ikong. And after this one, I hope you understand some of the things he's saying, and you could kind of tell our listeners what Damian Blue is passing on. Are we okay with that?
Okay. Yes, I'm okay. And please, let me talk about Damian when we get back.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let's listen to Damian Blue.
Me, Jim touching gong shem much the fay. A Korean way, Larry Raban photo. Can I let talk over the fay along in the day? Korean Nansino, one in Goni, I'll lead at the fair. She them on day, like Okimo when you come away. Been killed, Nebamo, like a key from the way. With me and Nyamo, Miss May and yeah, one toy and keep on in day, keep on in day. I even more, we have been photo, keep on in day, I tarve more, we have been photo, keep on in day, one in the we have been photo, keep It's in the air, I can feel it. Can you? It's from the heart. Now listen. Yo, I lost my head, I lost my style, I lost my way. But yeah, I gained a smile, gained some weight. Honey on a dick got me feeling like a child when I've only known her for a while, but it feels like ages, like 1,000 miles. I'm just flipping her pages while she arouses mine. Wanna make her come around every time, every moment that we share. I just wanna press rewind. Don't ever wanna leave her, just wanna see her. My sisters wanna be her. My mama thinks she's a wife and a child giver. Now I got a fever. She's got more than just my heart, man. She's got my liver, and she's a diva. She ever leaves me, I'ma cry river or cry with her. When she's in pain, every time she says my name, I used to think I'd give up everything for the fame, but I forget everything when I touch your frame. Talking about your frame, I just wanna touch it again. Come on. Collabo ko show nam dao be guna bami ye bena chengri ya binkri se ya bong mo knyemburi muniran mo asora biye msayengi adasega dam lai la wira bani kwe wigan se jungsi achinyi chari la wira ban foro okege dam kishale okege dam kishale o okege dam timbana ba mole mama tondi wa mole mama tondi wa oh hey hey oh la la ayivembo la wira ban foro kikonde atarvembo la wira ban foro kikonde kwanindo la wira ban foro kikonde kwabindo la wira ban foro kikonde ah oh kikonde oh oh ah
Ikonde la miel manforo. Okay. Julia.
Yeah,
Is that supposed to be lamso?
that is Lamso, and the good thing is that this Afro culture, Afro country artist is one of the best things that happened to me ever in music.
Definitely. Yeah. So
The likes of Richard King.
okay. Okay. So Damian Blue, what exactly do you have to tell us about this? I don't want to qualify him yet. Let me hear from you.
The thing about Damien is that when you find an artist that it's buried his life in all forms of art, you will see it exhibited in a great way. He
Yes.
has his passion that translates from actually drawing and painting into music. So he does it all, and he could just look at leaves and start singing, and and look at the tree and paint it down, and start writing out something from it. So that is really a true born artist. And because his art goes from not only music, it goes from putting down what he sees and how he feels into writing and drawing and his voice.
Wow, that's very wonderful. And the title, Ikong, is that something about love?
You just got it. It's easy to feel it, right?
Yes.
He's actually talking about Ikong is the love of neighbor, love of your friend, and love of everybody. And there is no need for a hate. He's saying now we are banter. It's nobody should be hitting on a brother or hitting on anybody you meet. So he's preaching love around the world.
Oh, that's quite a good one there from Damian Blue. And Damian Blue not only sings, but he also paints. And that's quite a good one there from Damian Blue. Yes, Julia, apart from... yes, you have something more?
I would like to throw in a little word there.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to throw in a little word there. If you go up on iTunes and already on Amazon, there is an album of Damian Blue, which is not mastered, just to get to know him and the song. Everybody can listen to Dream. And Dream, the album Dream is meant to inspire anyone who has a dream.
Oh.
So when you listen to it, you will know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Go
great.
on and search for Dreams by Damian Blue.
Okay, we'll definitely do that. Now, let's come back to you, Julia. Apart from what you are doing in the music industry, what else do you do?
Oh, it's a lot. Wow. It's a lot. I wonder sometimes how I manage to go through my day. But intriguingly enough, I'm upfront person, honest about how I live.
Yeah.
I go up with catering, which is cooking. And before I started planning for my restaurant, what I did was try to pick up moments like doing survey. And the best way I did it was to handle a taxi. You know a cab?
Okay, yes.
I am behind the wheels at the taxi cab. I interview people in the taxi. I thought that would be the best way to get people from all walks of life. Usually people stand along the streets taking surveys, and it is less energy, it is draining. But one thing to keep people relaxed and to get the best confessions, it's usually and get the best driven surveys is to work with people that get into your taxi and they open up to you about how they really feel. So if I wanted to know if I was going to produce a song, I would say go rent a taxi for that day. And I'm going to drive around and play the song and see how people like it.
Oh.
And when they say, oh, this is a good song, and who's this artist? And what is this motive of singing this song? And how does it mean? And so I use all of that to say, yes, this song is ready to go out in public. So that is something about me, that engine that I use to show, to work with people who are producing movies and producing all other stuff. So again, I do that. And also, of course, there is more to come. It's going to be a surprise, something I'm working on for September. And I don't want to let the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
But it has to tie in with the movie industry.
Oh, okay. Julia, what connections do you actually have in this music industry? We do understand that, to actually be a successful person, you need some other connections to kind of beef up what you already have. So, do you have some connections already?
Yes, of course. It's very easy with my company to say to reach out to other people who are already registered and standing out there. Based off my profile, in Nigeria I have connections, in Ghana I have connections, South Africa connections, and basically almost everywhere. If I want to talk to someone in Germany, I know who to talk to, or in most of Europe anyway. So, but again, I am not saying that I have every connection. I'm only saying that I am willing and ready and open to more connections any day. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to make sure that I reach even to the president, if I could, to make sure my artist gets satisfaction.
Okay. I will have nothing but say, du courage.
Thank you so much. And besides that, working with distribution, I forgot to mention, and I distribute movies for those who are producing Cameroon in the Cameroon film industry, and also I do promotion.
Okay, so we do understand that it's kind of like doing some music production or being a manager. So, what are some of the challenges? I mean, as a woman, what are some of the challenges you face as a music producer or manager?
Do you know nobody's ever satisfied? Yes. Even when I do my own stuff, I make a decision today, and then the next day I'm like, I wish it would have, or this would have been better. Yes, true. It comes up with dealing with. You have to bear in mind that everyone has some character unique to them, peculiar to them.
Yeah.
So your decision is not only yours. It has to be something that you all agree on. So I cannot give my 100% and say sorry or something that is produced is fine. You have to consider what the manager thinks or someone you're working with thinks. So, yeah, one of those challenges, like my partner right here is Aji Ojo from Aji Baba Entertainment, and we all under the powerhouse. We would actually have to sit down and discuss some ideas, a concept before a movie or goes into production. And that will often involve your strategy, my strategy, and we don't agree, but at the end of the day, what matters is that we come up with a solution. And we're friends, always, because I respect his opinion and he respects mine. The same way I respect every other manager I work with. For instance, you have Tanya in Cameroon, you have Alene, Menget, and all these other people who we're queuing up to work with to help make sure that whatever ideas we're pushing for comes up to a great and effective product. And trust me, I am always open to any good ideas from anybody. I like listening. I want you to give me your ideas. And I buy it. What I can do is polish it.
Okay, that's good. Julia, do you have any advice for newcomers into the music industry? We do understand that we have quite a good number of young people who have gone into doing music.
There is nothing as good as patience. Exercise patience and do not give up. You have to be tolerant to the fact that someone will tell you your music is not good. Take that as a credit to you. Someone will have to be, if you listen to somebody who does not have something to say negatively about your product, the person has not advised you.
Okay.
The person has to come up with, I think that there is something missing in this. And of course, if there's really nothing missing, it's a great credit. But do not take every criticism as a bad influence to your career. You should throw it in as the best thing that ever happened to you and use that as what you call a match. A match that lights up a fire. When anyone touches something negative, use it and look into it and use it as a match to try to tackle that area of your music and you ride on. Do not give up. Be patient. Go to if it doesn't work from one producer, make sure you try to talk to some other person, but you know that it's always good to keep a producer. And the person that you and him connect with, make sure you have a great relationship.
Right.
You always have a blind spot. Do not think you know it all. And if you don't work with one person, don't give up. Keep looking, keep searching, and get into competitions if you will. You are not too big to be on any competition.
Okay, newcomers, that was a good one there from a talent promoter. She is Julia L. Gham. She is the president of the Powerhouse Entertainment INC. Okay, Julia?
Yes?
Okay, let me play one song from an upcoming or a rising star. He is a Cameroonian based out here in Belgium. Maybe you will change your mind and one day you will sing it to come over here to Belgium.
Okay, I can't wait.
Okay, let's listen to this one. It's entitled Good Life.
Every morning, living good life. That's why them niggas be hating on my life. But I ain't give a damn. Yeah, that's fucking right. Man, I just tryna let my dreams come out. Wow. Niggas hate that I made it. Niggas hate that I'm poppin'. Yeah, nigga, I'm rockin'. So what the fuck you hating for? While y'all niggas stay so low and not living that good life with my nigga Banyoh. But I'm in my zone, spittin' 'cause I'm on. Same old nigga, same old flow. Swag like, whoa, damn, there he goes. Korea getting big though, just like Shaq. Drop it low, drop it low. Girls on my feet, sorry, I gotta go. Let's roll, time for the YOLO. Man, I be killing shit like a real pro. Feeling good, I'm just going in. Every single piece of times like baptized. I'm going stronger, and it's got a new bag. Got money on my mind, right? Can't see the good life. That money, get money, get paper, fuck haters, get good.
Okay, yeah, Julia? Hello?
I'm here.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Okay.
Yes, I heard it. And I must say, wow. I would like to find out about Good Life.
Okay.
So, the good thing is that I hear him, but I need to listen to him in my studio.
Okay.
So, yes, listening to Good Life would be a great one. Can you give me his name, please?
Okay, he is called Nick Mayor, and I want to say here that we have quite a good number of Cameroonians out here who are into music. You have a big shout out to you, Sue Clovis. You have Nabil For Real, aka Napstar. You have Lil Squares, Sue Clovis. You have Jay Weasley. You have Fly Shades. You have Kosi Mbanga, otherwise known as Lom Du Folire. We have quite a good number of them out here, Julia.
Can you tell Napster I love his music, Bolingo?
I will definitely tell him. I will tell him. Yes, yes, Julia. Actually, I was saying that we have some talents out here, and we are struggling in our own way to put them to the limelight. Especially, most of them have been to BATIMU FM, and most of their songs are being aired here. If you have any difficulty getting through to them, I'm right here to help you get their contacts.
Thank you so much. We can communicate as soon as possible, so you email me all the contacts. I would like to have be friends with every one of them.
Okay.
They're doing the same thing.
That's great. That's great there.
It's always friendship first.
That's it. So, Julia, I have 3 envelopes here. I have a white envelope, a blue envelope, and a yellow envelope. Which one do you go for?
Your question again, sir?
I have a special question in 3 envelopes. That is a blue envelope, a white envelope, and a yellow envelope. Which one do you go for?
I would very much want to use blue, but sorry, sir. My name is J Blue, of course. But I love white. I am in love with white, so I'll take white.
Okay, you take white. Oh, sorry, blue. Okay. Let's see what is in the white envelope.
Yes.
Oh. I will see what comes out from your answer. What is your favorite dish?
The worst question you could ever ask me. I do not have a favorite.
You could have
know
gone for
what?
the blue envelope then.
I do not have a favorite dish. I love cooking. I'm passionate about food. So I always believe that food is as good as how you prepare it. It's something, one food here, it might not taste good, and then the other one, someone else prepares it, and it's really good. So it's as good as how it is prepared. So I am not good at even eating my own food, but I like tasting, food tasting. So tasting here and there and there and there. And even when I go to a party, sometimes I don't eat because I'm confused. I don't know what I want. So I go throughout the day and I said, okay, I can't mix all of these foods, so I'll choose not to eat any.
Okay. So you don't have a choice then. You love everything. You
I
like
don't
everything.
have a choice. You might want to use the blue envelope.
I will definitely not go for the blue envelope because I've already read the question and it goes thus. Your favorite color?
Okay, great.
Which is white.
You see how confused I could be? And that is how I tell you I do not have a favorite artist. I do not have a best artist. I do not have a best musician. And everyone as good as you are. So that is white. I love everything to be written against the white wall. So if you see a red mark on the white wall, it's red. And if you see a blue mark on it is clear. So I love white, and that is my nature.
Oh, that's good. Yes, Julia, thank you very much for being, for accepting to talk to BATIMU FM. But before we go, any one last word or anything we must have forgotten that you would want to add?
Something I want to tell everybody that in life there's so much going on right now, and there's nothing as big as forgiveness. If you do not hate, do not even if somebody did well. There's something I picked up on Sunday, which I adopted. Is you have to learn to lose.
Okay.
Sometimes learn to lose. Give it. You are a winner when you lose. Sometimes step back. If you know there's gonna be a fight, don't fight.
Wow.
Not on the losing part. Guys are fighting. All of that. We're killing each other. Let's do music that puts people together.
Wow.
Sometimes step back and say that I am singing to make the world happy. There's so much going on right now. Let me forgive. Forgive each and everyone. Support one another. Do not look at that other artist and say he has many followers while I don't. The moment, even if you don't get the credit, follow A, B, C, D, and the time that you keep following, you're becoming popular. Do not give up. You are your own first fan. You are your biggest number one fan. You're your biggest supporter. So keep supporting yourself by supporting others. So do not give up. Know that you are the one that lights up your screen, and never forget to shine that light around the world. Stay humble, everybody, and keep loving. Don't forget, I love you all. I keep loving and loving and loving. I don't care how you look at it, but I'm in love with everybody. And I do not have enemies. I want you to also pick that up. No enemies for Julia. No enemies for you. No enemies for the world. That's the powerhouse for you.
Okay, thank you very much, Julia. You are a wonderful and very inspiring lady, and want to say that you are welcome at any time you need the services of BATIMU FM, either to spread your talents, messages. I will be right here to do them for you. Thank you very much. Thank you once more, and it was a pleasure having you on the show. Bye bye. Or you have something more?
Thank you. Thank you, BATIMU, for giving me this opportunity today. And please do not forget to key in online, YouTube, and support my artists. Thank you.
Okay. And listeners, don't also forget that you can listen to BATIMU FM now on TuneIn. So please, before we leave you guys, we're going to read something about the Powerhouse Entertainment INC. That's we are focused on providing excellent services with the highest levels of customer satisfaction, and will do everything we can to meet your expectations with a variety of offerings to choose from: promotions, distributions, training, models, fashion, art and design, cinematography, photography, videography, movies, music, shows, weddings and events planning, management and consultancy, counseling, portfolio building, humanitarian support, community aid. We are sure you will be happy working with us. The Powerhouse scouts and grooms talents in the country called Africa in Miniature, bringing an opportunity to every household, including orphanages and remote villages. The good news only movement rekindles dreams by dedication, delivering support to an outstanding number of talented and less fortunate individuals. Support our team. Keep the dream alive. We discovered great talents during the Sing It program and are releasing Mr. Leo. We went to orphanages and several other areas. That was it from the Powerhouse Entertainment INC. We are happy we had Julia L. Gham, and she has been speaking to us about the Powerhouse and her projects. If she is still there, I want to say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, listeners, we're going to continue with this one, Mr. Leo Ego Beta, to wrap up the program. Let's listen to Mr. Leo Ego Beta. That was Ego Beta by Mr. Leo, a special discovery at the Sing It competition organized by our great sister Julia L. Gham of the Powerhouse out there in the United States of America. Of course, she spoke to us on Talents Promo. She is a talent promoter. She is a powerful lady, ready, down to earth, and is ever ready to help those who are unfortunate or the less privileged. Let us give her a hand to try to bring our stars to the limelight. Julia Gham, we must say you are a special lady, and we continue to say you will remain to be one and only one, Julia L. Gham of the Powerhouse Entertainment Inc. out there in the United States of America. That has brought us to the end of the program. Yes, the team that kept you company, Marcel Adik at the SN Studios of BATIMU FM out there in Germany, NS Kanjon 4, supervisor in Ohio, Columbus, moral support from Cassandra Kinde and Mercy, welcome, and music supply was from you, DJ Ras Petosh. You are the #1 supplier of music on this station. At the microphone, I am Titus Banyoh, your humble servant, always ready to be there for you. Don't forget, don't go away. BATIMU FM, you can access us on www.batimufm.com, and you can listen to us on TuneIn as at now. We did enjoy your presence on the program. We want to say bye-bye, but don't go away. A rebroadcast of this program, Talent Promo, right ahead at exactly 9 p.m. today. We will be saying bye-bye at this point in time.